Welcome, gentlemen, to the Loose Dads podcast.
Hello and welcome to Loose Dads on the hottest day ever in the United Kingdom. We are here streaming live. If you're listening to this in a couple of days' time when it comes out on an audio-only podcast, you're going to be like, what? I don't remember that day. It's freezing again.
Tomorrow in the pissing rain when it comes out on Apple.
Exactly. Like 18 degrees on Friday and raining all day is what it's going to be in Yorkshire. Back to normal. Back to the good old Yorkshire summer. There we go. But we are in the middle of a heat wave. We're all in hot rooms. Some of us have got fans going. Who's got a fan going right now? Yeah, Brad's put his hand up. Not good for the audio, but, you know, still. Jack's got his fan in the picture. Once again, not great audio. And Sparky, what is that?
It's a cool pack. It's I don't know. You just put it in the freezer and then it goes really cold. It's like for when you hit your head at school. I'm with a teacher and she knows about these things.
Yeah, we get a lot of those emails home going, your child's been attacked by an Iron Man and we applied an ice pack and everything's fine. So there you go. On the show today, we're going to be answering some questions from some Dadsnet members in the big question of the week. We're going to be looking inside the news, see how it affects parents. We are going to be playing a game, but first of all, I am going to introduce the panel. Now, this is the week where all the boomers have been going on about how they survived the 1976 heat wave and how they just got on with it and everyone was fine. That's despite the fact that if you look at any of the figures, there were 20% excess deaths that summer. But you know what? That 20% people, who cares about them, right? Wusses. So because they've been going on about the 1976, I thought I'd introduce the panel in terms of the things from 1976 that they would be. Okay.
Okay.
Tenuous. Thanks, Wikipedia, for this. Sparky. On January the 21st, 1976, it was Concorde's first commercial flight. The main routes were from Paris or London to Washington Dulles. Now, we know very well that you love your flight simulators. Have you ever landed at Washington?
I've never landed at Washington.
Please, could you tonight give it a go just for the sake of 1976 reminiscing?
So, am I Concorde?
You're Concorde, yes.
It's the greatest start to an episode we've ever had. And Concords are big. I mean, you saying something about my nose? Hold on. See, I'm just paranoid now.
No. Concorde was big, but short-lived.
Oh, okay, Jack. You got in
Well,
there.
that was Jack. Now, Jack's a tall man. He's a very tall man. On the 26th of June, 1976, the CN Tower opened to the public in Toronto, the tallest freestanding building at that time. Jack is the CN Tower. Hello.
Thank you.
Nice.
Brad, we know Brad is known for being outspoken. On the 15th of November, 1976, off the coast of Hawaii, was the first ever sighting of a megamouth shark.
I'll take it, Jim. Thank you.
And this year, there was quite a lot of inflation in this year, particularly in the eastern bit of Europe. There was a UK Prime Minister who resigned, funnily enough. But on the 5th of April, we got a new Prime Minister in 1976, James Callaghan, his nickname, Gentleman Jim. I will take that. That's me. All right. I'm
Hey.
And
I thought you were going to say the thing from 1976 is you.
no.
Yeah, I was going to say.
9.
Oh.
So close.
I would have gone 72, Jim. I mean, sorry, 79.
Anyway, all of you are September the 13th, 1976, the first appearance of the Muppets. So there you go. How do you like that? Let's play a game.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's game time!
Before we get into the game we're going to play, I've got Paul on the Facebook who's excited about the Canadian reference of the CN Tower and tells us that he was 18 in 1976 and he was climbing Jack. Presumably, he means the CN Tower and not some weird time travel thing.
It's funny Paul should say that because I've been up Jack too. I paid him a visit a few years back. And,
that was so that you could see it, that gig, wasn't
it?
Feeling a bit uncomfortable. Let's move on. Now, this is the point of the show where we.
It wasn't like
game.
a favour.
Do you know what though, Jack? It was nice when I went up you. I'm just going to say when I went up the CN. Okay, no, it is getting weird now, Jim. Better move it on, pal.
I tried to. I was brought back. Let me keep going. Momentum. That's what we need. We'd like to play a game at this point in the show, and it could be a game that we've played before, a new game that we've invented, or some kind of rip-off of a game from another podcast. That's happened a couple of times. This is Parenting Would You Rather. It's a would you rather question. I'm going to give you a few of these. You have to say whether you'd rather do one or the other, vaguely related to parenting. First one, would you rather deal with poo or sick? Poo or sick? Which is it, Jack?
Neither good options. I think poo I'm probably more au fait with because it's a day-to-day occurrence.
That's what I was thinking when I wrote that. I was thinking, because at first I thought, oh no, sick, that's disgusting. And then I thought, well, realistically, that means I think poo isn't disgusting. But I just think it's the familiarity, isn't it?
But I tell you what,
lesser of two evils.
I'm in the bum wiping phase, right?
Mm.
And when they're sick, you don't really have to do anything. They're just sick in the toilet. You flush it. Whereas with a poo, I have to wipe it.
Yeah, unless they're not sick in the toilet. If they're sick in their bed, then that's an issue.
Yes, that's horrible.
I tell you what, though, wiping bums for you must be quite simple because with them straddling the toilet the other way, you just got to literally stand there and just go.
That is a throwback reference to Jack's weird toilet seat sitting. If you've just got into this podcast, you don't know what that means. And you're probably a bit freaked out. Like, what's Jack's kids doing on the toilet?
Very briefly, Jack, explain your rationale, please.
Look, if you're going for a wee at night, you don't want to stand up because you'll miss the toilet. You don't want to sit down normally because you might sit on your bollocks. So sit in reverse on the toilet. Your balls just drop down into the toilet. Everyone's happy.
Jack gets on the pod like a motorbike. He just gets on a little wee in the night.
He's
Rifts me
explained
up.
this 3 times and it's never not funny. It's just bizarre. So
I know listeners to this podcast have tried it. So,
well, that's not a good thing, right?
Okay. Well, that means you're a bad influence on the world, Jack. That's not what podcasting's for.
Being an influencer does not mean that, right? Sparky, poo or wee? What would you rather deal with? I bet poo or sick. Sorry,
Poo all day long. Like I think, now it's at the stage where it's not baby poo, and so there's less poonamis, which are horrendous to deal with. But just sick, just that horrendous sort of like top waft of sick. You know, like even if you, like, I hate dealing with the cat sick. Any type of sick is disgusting in comparison. So yeah, my option would be poo in this one.
Oh, especially in the heat.
Don't. Oh, it's making me go a bit now. But I think me and SJ have actually struck a deal, which she will conveniently forget when Jackson is sick horribly once. But she said, oh, no, I can't deal with poo. If you deal with the poo, I'll deal with the sick. And I'm going to definitely bring that up next time there is a pile to clear up.
was that pun intentional? Because if so, it was delicious. Brad, poo or sick? Go on then.
Oh gosh. Oh Christ, Jim, this is a really tough one because
he makes Shay do both. Like, he's like...
yeah, I'm trying to think about how do I word this without sounding like an utter wuss. Neither of them really freak me out. Like, I can't say one's worse than the other. I'm sick, just because the idea of looking at half digested food is worse than staring at fully digested food. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
This is not
Someone showing off here. Someone showing off here on Facebook. They can deal with both fairly well. Yeah, you. Like,
okay.
we'll send all our kids around your house. Yeah. Another question then. A whole weekend of watching Bing, or you're never allowed to watch Netflix again. Which one would you take? Would you take the whole weekend of Bing, or would you go, it's all right, I'll never watch Netflix again, it's fine? Sparky, go on.
I think I've had a whole weekend with him.
I was going to say, I've had that at least once.
I didn't know this deal was on, but yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. And he's such a whingy little rabbit, isn't he? Like he
he's the
really
worst.
is. Like, and definitely I feel as well sometimes when Jackson plays up, I'm like, you're doing a Bing. You're copying Bing. Like you really are. But I think I could do a weekend of it. I think I'm now at this current point in my life immune to any of the crappy TV programs like Peppa Pig. If I had never see another episode of Peppa Pig again, I will be a happy man.
Is Bing the black bear thing?
It's a bunny.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
a bunny, and he's got like kind of a cloth toy as a dad, voiced by is it Mark Rylance or someone? It's someone really like famous, isn't it, as an actor?
But Flop's mega chill. Like I wish I channel my inner Flop sometimes.
Yeah. Flop never shouts, does he?
No, that's the unrealistic bit about Bing. Let's be real, Jack.
But you know what? You know what Sparky's favourite phrase about don't compare your behind the scenes with everyone else's show reel. Do you think once the Bing episode finishes, Flop turns around and goes, "Right, you little shit."
He bloody should, because that kid's going to turn into a horrible teenager.
Exactly. So then, Brad, you know the Bing thing. Would you watch that for a whole weekend if it meant you could still watch Netflix, or would you sacrifice
absolutely.
Netflix?
No. Yeah. I think it's easy to switch off when you got the kids' programs on, or you stupidly somehow find yourself into it, and the kids have left the room, and you still got it on, and you're like, "Oh, what's happening next?" I do actually vaguely remember Bing, so at least I do have a reference point to what you're talking about, because I think Cole was at the age of where he was just growing out of CBBCs, and then that was one of the shows then, or CBBS, CBBS. Sorry, I'd put up with it. I think I'd gladly put up with any children's show for a whole weekend if it meant I got to
keep your Netflix account.
Yeah.
Or keep your brother's Netflix account, because you ain't paying for it, mate.
Oh, whoa. I don't even think they got Netflix in South Africa, man.
Okay. Jim, what would you do? Would you put up with a whole week of Bing?
Oh, a weekend of Bing. And
Bing.
Yeah, I mean, although I've watched Stranger Things now, so do I really need Netflix anymore? I don't know. Maybe it'd be worth it for the peace and quiet. Maybe I'll just give up Netflix. It'd probably be better for me, right? Yeah.
Can you
Jack,
still
what
have
would you
like
do?
Disney Plus and Amazon Prime?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I was going to say I don't make the rules, but literally I did make the rules of this one.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I did stipulate Netflix, so you can watch the other ones.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well, yeah, I could lose Netflix then. If I kind of just assumed it would be losing pretty much all my fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of with Sparky. I've spent many hours watching. Didn't we start with Blippy, not Bing?
Yeah, it's Blippy too.
All right, Blippy or Bing. So I've spent many hours watching them. So what's another weekend? But also, I don't want to give that hat wearing twat any more of my mental real estate. So bye Netflix. It's been nice.
There we go.
I'll see Stranger Things Series 5 on Pirate Bay.
Right then, another one. Take them to gymnastics shows both days every weekend, or to swimming practice every weekday at 5 a.m. This is very specific, isn't it? But those are the two things. Like if your kids get into swimming in a big way or gymnastics in a big way, you seem to have to give up your entire life for them. So would you rather give up your weekends or your very early mornings? What would it be for you, Brad?
Sorry, dude. I didn't hear any of that because my dog just bounced through here and
Come on, mate.
and
Listen,
well,
Brad.
and I'll just go out here. I'm sitting in my boxes because I covered myself in water and I'm sitting in front of the fan. So I ain't standing up and giving you all a good showing to get
Not
the
for
dog
free.
out of here. No, exactly. Yeah, that's it. You want that? You come to Patreon. So yeah, sorry, Jim. I didn't quite get that.
Right. So you have to take them to gymnastics both days, every weekend, or you have to get up for swimming practice with your kids every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, Monday to Friday.
Oh, I would sacrifice the weekends.
Would you? So you didn't have to get up early?
Yeah. I couldn't do it, dude. Could not do it. I used to when I was younger. I could easily wake up 5:30, go Monday to Friday to the gym. Now I'm kind of like, oh, I need to get back into health regimen. Maybe I should go start the gym again. Maybe I should wake up at 7. And even that is like, nah.
Oh, I hate you a bit, Brad, because
Why is that though, Sparky?
Why is that,
do you
Sparky?
have to get up? Yeah.
because I get up at 4:45 every single weekday morning. My alarm goes off. So with this one, Jim,
Sparky doesn't like to mention that he gets up.
No,
early
of
every
course
morning,
not.
but-
okay, it's great, guys. It is fun though, but I get a lot of the afternoons to myself. So there's a benefit of it. But I would say, do I have to stay at swimming practice, Jim, or do I just throw him in the door and chip off? Or because if that's the case, I'll just keep doing that because I'm used to getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Surely it's Jackson. I think you need to be there.
Yeah, you probably would.
What?
He's very
young to just throw in a pool, isn't he?
What don't the people look after them? What have I got to stay there too? Like this,
Yeah.
if you're paying
Do
for
you
a class,
want Do you want Jackson to be an Olympic breaststroke winner or not?
okay, no, all right, okay, yeah, this is a stigma. I'm gonna have to give up my weekends, then, aren't I? Like, I'm gonna have to do that. It's not mornings on the weekend, though, is it?
No, just Monday to Friday.
Just twice. Yeah, that's fine. That's out, guys. Just gonna work it out.
See, we are entering school age now. Jake's going up to school in September, which means suddenly swimming class has to move from a Friday, sort of like lunchtime, nice and easy, to weekends. So I'm going to experience the weekend thing, and maybe I'll let you know after that.
Yeah.
Can I do that? Can I delay my answer in this?
Well, I guess
you make
can.
the rules.
Yeah. We've talked about you sitting backwards on the toilet 3 times over the course of the last year. We might as well keep talking about this at some point. Yeah, no, that's it. Your weekends do start to build up because the stuff. Obviously, your evenings as well. Your evenings you can't like take them out and go, "Well, have an easy day," and then they can go to a class later because they're at school. So yeah, it just becomes like reading a diary and going, who needs to go where and when and why do they need to go there? And at the moment, during COVID, the kids' school said that they should go in on PE days just in their PE kit, wear them all day, just so they didn't have to kind of keep getting changed and bring different clothes in. And since COVID, they've said, actually, that worked quite well. But then they keep like dropping extra PE days or they take away PE days. So on your calendar, you have to say, right, Monday, one's wearing PE kit, because they do PE on different days in different years. Okay. One's got PE kit, one's got normal, one's got a class after school, one's got a class at 4 o'clock. It's just more complicated than I was willing to get involved with.
Again, they don't tell you this antenatal class.
Exactly.
That's all in the future.
If NCT had said this, we'd be planning things very differently. Definitely. Right,
sorry, Jim. I was going to say, hopefully things. I don't know if they're going to get worse for me or better because tomorrow is officially Logan's last day of primary school, and now we have to go shopping at the end of the week to a school uniform fitters. Just a place where they're going to do his measurements, find out his inner leg. So now I've got to teach him how to do a tie And now this actually means, because now he's going to have to wear proper white button-up shirts. I'm actually going to have to start ironing.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, surely he should start ironing. Maybe that's a good time to start that.
Would you trust an 11-year-old with an iron?
I'll come back to you on that one. I'll come back to you.
Jack didn't have to do the ironing. The answer is yes to that question.
Yeah, I'm split.
This is the debate because I'm split about what age they can make me a cup of tea. And I think I want it to be as early as possible, but there is quite a lot of boiling water involved in that. So when is it? I don't know when. This is Loose Dads. On the way, we're going to look inside the news and find out what it means for parents. That's coming up on Loose Dads.
trying to get the right amount of vitamins into our kids can be a struggle, right?
I mean, what is it? Like, the kids, all they ever want to eat is like just beige this, beige that. If I have to see another chicken nugget and chips in my life.
The nutrients.
Yeah, exactly.
Nutritious.
Exactly.
That's honestly, and the nutrition that you accompany that beigeness with always gets thrown on the floor. Like if Jackson throws another piece of broccoli on the floor, I don't know how many times I've cooked a full plate of peas just for them to be poured into the bin. It's impossible to get vitamins inside it.
Well, that's where Nature's Aid mini drops come in. They're suitable from 0 all the way to 5 years old. They're the fuss-free way to give your child a helping hand. And all you have to do is drop a few drops of it into whatever food or drink they're having. So, no artificial colours, there's no added sugar, they're lactose and gluten-free, everything.
What, so you can just chuck it in beans? Like beans on toast?
Whatever. Beans on toast, bit of spaghetti bolognese.
All right, well, so solve it for me though. How do I drop it on to chicken nuggets and chips? Because you can. That's all.
You just put it on.
Yeah, you just drop it on.
Just drop it on.
I bet they dip it in ketchup, don't they?
What? No. You could just
drop it into the ketchup, couldn't you?
Good.
Give it a little mix
Spot
up, or the
on.
mayonnaise, whatever they're dipping it in.
Drop it into the condiment.
Yeah, you drop it into anything.
Nice.
It's that easy.
What, you're saying? You saying it complements condiments with vitamins? Oh yes, and it's easy. This works for me.
There's a tagline, Nature's Aid, if you haven't got one yet. But I'm going to sign off with their actual one. Helping your little ones thrive with mini drops from Nature's Aid.
This is Loose Dads from Dadsnet. We have a Patreon where you can go and support this show and the things that we do and keep us going and keep us alive with various levels of stuff. And
pay for our fans to run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, speaking of that, though, guys, I don't want to make you jealous, but during that little ad break there, I Sharon Stoned my fan with a quick leg crossover.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, I know for a fact that Jack can see all of us when those little adverts are on.
Yeah.
He can view us, so he probably got more than an eyeful.
You would have seen like a.
Oh no!
I did. I thought your dog was back in the room. That's what that tub of peanut butter's for, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know.
So anyway,
Jim's face
Patreon.
changes. Jim's face changes when someone makes a joke like that. He suddenly
Patreon.
looks very disappointed.
Patreon, support this. If you want to hear more of this, God knows why, then go and support us. There's loads of different tiers. You get loads of different bonuses. You get some like kind of private messages with us, and we'll do a little video chat with you. And there's also the opportunity to watch some special extra content and listen to some special extra content, including our big chat last week where we reviewed Man vs. Bee, the Netflix show, which, to be honest, I was thinking of giving up Netflix after that. I don't want to do any spoilers. But so go to there. It's patreon.com/loosedads. You can go and support this show. Right, let's look inside the news. Not sure if you've noticed, it's been a little toasty the last couple of days. We're doing this on Tuesday night, which is the night where the temperature in the UK and lots of places in the UK hit its highest ever level. In fact, at the moment we're recording this, I don't know if there's been anything else come out, but the hottest place ever in the UK is in Lincolnshire, which is fairly far north. You'd expect it to be further south, which is slightly concerning in a kind of climate change kind of way. There's been lots of kind of fallout from the hot weather, including this one. The father of a schoolboy sent home for wearing shorts to class as England faced its hottest day so far said he is fuming. I bet he is. It's hot. Of course.
There's nothing else.
So Heckman White Grammar School in West Yorkshire, not far from where I live, to be honest. This lad, 14, he was sent home to change because he went in formal grey shorts. And apparently they'd said, well, we will relax the uniform policy. You don't have to wear blazers and ties. Oh, thank you. Cheers for that. Where the temperature was in the high 30s, which, let's face it, is not something it often is in West Yorkshire. So he went in. They were told not to wear sports shorts, but his dad sent him in formal shorts, and they still sent him home. Is this fair enough? Should he be sticking to the uniform? Have they already made a little bit of a concession, or is it ridiculous? It was really hot. He should wear shorts. Jack, what do you think?
Obviously ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
Obviously
isn't it? Yeah.
ridiculous. He didn't go in his, I was going to say Norwich City shorts, but be a long way from home then, wouldn't he? But you get the point. He didn't go in football shorts or anything like that. He's gone in smart shorts. What's the problem?
I don't know, and I've listened to some debates about this, and the debates are the headmaster's maybe a little power hungry there. Like there comes a point where you have to go, okay, that's fine, I'll relax it, but he obviously didn't for some reason.
I think when I said this last week, didn't I? If the temperature's over 27, everything's cancelled. That should be the rule. Anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've thought about that a few times.
Last
week, Jack.
Sod this heat. But surely making kids wear long trousers when it's 30 plus is like
Child abuse?
Yeah.
Well, it's just ridiculous. Like that's the thing about school uniform policy is like, why are they sending the kid home from school? Like I understand, like you're teaching kids about appearance and like how important it is to be smart and things like when it's the future when you're going to get a job and stuff. But I don't understand how him wearing shorts prevents him from learning in any way. Like it may be a distraction to other kids. I'll give the teacher that. It really frustrates me this because. Brad, you've already spoken about this on the pod. You've got to take your son to get him measured up for a uniform, which has to be a specific uniform, which you can only buy in a certain place, which is going to cost a ton of money. And and why? Like, why? When you can just get a generic uniform, smart trousers, smart shirt, which every kid could wear to school, and it would save parents a lot of money and a hassle.
And have an alternative for hot weather.
Have an alternative for hot weather. Yeah, have shorts. Like, why are you saying wearing shorts? Any problem, Jim?
We've known about it for a week, haven't we? So there was a point where he could have just gone, all right, shorts are going to be okay Monday, Tuesday. All right, fine. There we go.
Well, like I've never heard, unless it's a secondary school, is that correct?
Yes.
So is it right to assume that secondary schools overall are a little bit more stricter than primaries? Because I don't think I've ever heard of a primary that doesn't have a shorts alternative.
Option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the secondary ones do, don't they? Because, Because primary school seems quite relaxed.
Do we know why, Jim?
But this is my thing when the other week when we were talking about should kids still call their teachers by their surnames? Are schools a little bit backwards in this sense? Is it a little bit like this is kind of old-fashioned thinking, and is that kind of another example of it? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe because the idea of wearing whatever, the senior school I went to. I mean, granted, it was in special measures, and it then got closed down and turned into an academy. Right, that was my secondary school. But they did just they had quite a strict uniform policy, which they then just put out the window, and it was just any black trousers, which smart black trousers, which then the school sweatshirt, which had the logo on, and it was a sweatshirt. It wasn't like they took away the tie. It was like a polo shirt and sweatshirt. And you know what? Not everyone went dumb or anything, it didn't stop anyone. Well, the ones that still wanted to learn, still learned. And the ones that
sounds
wanted
like they were
to rob the
dumb
corner
to begin
shop
with.
on the way to school, still robbed this corner shop. The uniform looked the same. But what I'm trying to say is it's backwards. You are, Jim. You're right. It's old school thinking.
Even I've worn shorts this week, and I hate wearing shorts. I wear shorts for running, and that's it. I want an actual real life person's shorts, and I hate it. But it's...
What do you wear the rest of the time? Cords?
No, jeans.
Flares.
Yeah. Sometimes cords, actually, to be fair.
I think if anyone on this podcast wears cords, I've got you down.
What are cords?
Corduroys.
Corduroy, the kind of little bumpy thing.
Yeah.
You've heard about
an old person's 70s sofa.
Yeah, or your geography teacher at school used to wear them.
Yeah, okay, both fair. By the way, Have you heard about corduroy pillows? They're making headlines.
That's what you're here for. That's the Dad podcast. Loose
I really
Dad's
like
right
that
there.
one.
That was good, Jim.
How has everyone been coping with the heat? Doesn't look very well, to be fair. We all look
No.
a little bit bedraggled.
Right. Everyone in my house has their own fan. Okay. So in our bedroom, we've got a ceiling fan. I've spoken about that before.
Yeah.
Harry has got this, one of those big, tall, standing fans that spins around the room. Jake has got one of the big desk fans. Me, here in my study, I've got this tiny little thing. This tiny little thing.
It's small.
I earn the money. I earn the money. It's about 4 inches across.
To be fair, though, you earn the dad's net money, so that's probably fitting.
You know the rule, though, Jack. Dad's the least important. You put
Well,
it. You got
yeah.
it. That's how it works. That's why you've ended up with that fan, mate.
Obviously.
We were.
I think we should have one of
away.
those. Oh, sorry, Jim, you go.
I was just going to say we were away this weekend without the kids, but working, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we were in the lovely seaside town of Whitby, and the room was the hottest room in the world. It was weird. The corridor was really nice and cool. The room was absolutely baking. So I did have to go on Saturday and buy a fan, which we now have in our room. And I am being brought round to the ways of the fan. I thought it would just blow the hot air around, but it's not. It's great. It's perfect, right?
Oh.
Jack was right all along, and it's not often I get to say that, right?
Any sort of movement of air in these current temps is magnificent. Like
Yeah.
it's the one.
I'll take it.
But no, that's what I was saying. You guys, you really got to like wet your shirt or whatever, and then just sit in front of the fan because that is.
Is that what you actually did?
Yeah, dude, it helps significantly.
Does it?
Get yourself, just sitting in a damp shirt or whatever. Like I literally jumped in my folks' little splash pool earlier on, got my boxes all wet or whatever. Sit in front of the fan. It's keeps you cool, man.
Have you just pissed yourself?
Not drunk today, dude. Not this time. And that would be more heat. That's the last thing I need. More bloody heat.
Yeah. The thing is, he's so dehydrated. He's not been for a wee for 2 days.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
hot.
I'm just
It's
recycling
sweating
this.
out
Yeah,
of me.
this is an appetizer.
Ah. Sparky, what's your
There's
news
his
story?
disappointed face again.
It's just
Okay. Oh, Jim, you might pull that face, but it's,
oh no.
no, I thought of Brad, and I just thought, no, it's quite parent related. It could be quite dad focused. I thought, but obviously it's got an edge to it. The headline is: husband buys sex doll that looks exactly like his wife for when she's not in the mood. Yeah. And I'm just gonna hold the picture up right there. And I mean,
Oh.
you hear it a lot, and you see it on the Loose Dads pages all the time, right? You do see people like, guys, how much action are you getting? Like they're asking that question because they're worried about it. And I think that this guy's been like just productive in his thinking. He's like, okay, well, you're going to be less annoyed about it because it looks like you. It's based on you, and I'm gonna do that because
Would the same go for a twin sister? Do you think? Would she be less annoyed in that case? I don't know.
Can you hold that photo up again, Sparky?
yeah, sure.
Now, podcast listeners, obviously this isn't great for you, but I just want to ask a question here. Does the sex doll look like her, or does she look like a sex doll?
Oh,
Because that looks like quite a generic sex doll to me. not that I have extensive experience, but
And which came first, the chicken or the egg?
certainly wasn't the doll.
So
My question though, Sparky, is what's the cleanup method like with those sex dolls?
Why are you asking me
Because-
for like I'm the guy
I'm
in the
just asking,
story?
right,
It's not me.
Well, no, because I mean, like I'm a fleshlight owner, and that's a simple process. But when you got a whole mecha like body, like like anyone in the comments, I need to know, please. I'm very curious.
Jim's face has gone beyond disappointed. He's dead inside. That's what Jim's face just was then.
This is not what I wanted on my Tuesday evening.
So, Brad, what
In
you're
a
sort of
beer
stressing
garden.
is, why can you put it in the dishwasher like you do your fleshlight? I'm not.
You have to put it in the hot tub.
Statistically, someone's going to know, aren't they?
Yeah, someone
They
has
are. I'm
to
waiting for a
know.
comment to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my money
I'm
on
gonna have a
Connor.
guess.
He's always good.
I'm gonna have my guess it's detachable down there somehow too, because otherwise you can't carry that. That's also not going to look good. Carrying the whole thing to the sink. Like I just
Next minute,
this too much.
It's not discreet, is it?
next minute, you're gonna at the door and it's the police because someone spotted. It looks like you murdering someone because you're drowning them in the bathtub. No, I'm just cleaning my sex doll. I swear. So, do
Okay.
you mind if we take a look around?
Brad, I knew you'd love this story. I actually saw this story and saved it for you. So that's it. So apparently, that's the answer to all the guys on the Dad's Net now. I feel like I should just post this story on. Like, if you don't feel like you're getting enough action, get yourself a lookalike doll. Hold on.
There we go. And Connor has piped up.
How do you
So
know it's
he's-
Connor? Because all I see is Facebook user.
Because I've got the Facebook page open as well.
Oh, nice.
So that I
Jack
can
Smart.
see who
Fancy
is
us.
anonymous.
I like how
anonymous
Connor's
people
using
use
the. You forgot the quotation marks for "I'm presuming," Connor.
Oh,
And
no.
it's but what Connor said was, I'm presuming it's the same as a fleshlight and it's the same concept. And this person says, when a nose gets runny, it's time to clean it. And with that, Jack, what is your news story? Let's move away from this.
That was Paul, by the way. Cheers, Paul. Right. Man gets so bladdered, he stages protest after not being let into hotel room at the wrong hotel. I
Stag do?
enjoyed this. No, just a man in Bournemouth over the weekend.
That's wild nights out in Bournemouth, isn't
yeah.
it? Renowned
Decided-
for it.
Decided to
Sound-
lay down outside a Premier Inn in protest because he'd been refused entry to his room. He was moved on by police because he was at the wrong hotel.
Right. So was he at a different Premier Inn? Are there two Premier Inns in
It actually
Bournemouth?
doesn't say. It's bad journalism, if anything. and, and lazy reporting on my part because I just read the headline and went, yeah,
Yeah,
like that.
okay.
I'm taking that.
Story.
It really is. It's like it's like build your own story, isn't it, with Jack? He'll give you the bare bits, and then you need to actually do the hard
fill
work
in the
yourself.
yeah.
So this bloke, basically, he's gone back to his hotel after having a few drinks in some of Bournemouth's finest establishments.
Yes.
And he's gone to the room and he can't get in. It's a Premier Inn. It's probably Lenny Henry in there. And he's gone back down to reception and gone, and they've got, I don't know what you're talking about. And then he's gone and laid in the road outside. And then someone's found out he's in the wrong hotel. Right, okay, brilliant.
But I wondered if any of you had any good drunk stories. Put you on the spot.
Yeah.
That you're willing to share, I guess, is the or if anyone watching at the moment thought it might be.
I definitely don't have any wrong hotel room stories. Definitely.
No. Yeah, wink, wink.
It is the fear though
I
when
was
you're in
meant
a
to do that.
hotel. When you're in a hotel and you know when you used to in the olden, you probably don't remember this. This is the olden days when you used to get an actual real life key and it had a key ring with the actual real life number on it, and then you'd be able to look at that and go, "Oh, I'm in room 232," and you'd go there. But now you just get the card. Then it's very difficult. You have to actually remember with your brain.
You do.
A 3-digit number, sometimes a 4-digit number, and that must mean loads of people are just wandering around. They've not.
So
thought,
maybe that's what happened to this guy. He forgot his 4-digit number and went to the Premier Inn instead of the Travelodge.
Yeah. So I mean, the main problem is he's gone to the wrong hotel. I don't think the number thing then comes in a little bit later.
I
Yeah.
think I've got a story actually, but it wasn't me. Someone was so bladdered at Reading Festival, which I was at, they tried to get in my tent when I was here. That was a terrifying moment. There was lots of swearing. And like, what's going on here? Because some guy's trying to climb. Oh, it's nice. But then, because I don't know what they may have been having more than a few drinks, but the apology and the kindness afterwards of the proper festival guy, like, so sorry, mate. I'm really sorry, mate. I know, like, he couldn't be more apologetic, the bloke.
Nice.
So is it in the middle of the night?
Well, literally, no, towards the end. So, like, we'd got back, like, relatively late. It's still when I was quite young in festivals. And then he just, literally came back. It's pitch like must have been like 2 a.m. or something like that. And you see like the kerfuffle outside the tent. When you can hear people walking past anyway. Yeah. Like, and you're thinking, don't trip over my guy rope. Don't trip over my guy rope. Don't trip over the guy rope. And then you're like, what the fuck? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm so sorry, mate. I'm so sorry, mate. Just like a million apologies. Then I was like, can you just go away and stop saying sorry, please? Please go away.
That's the issue, isn't it? With that level of drunkenness, it's the point where you over apologize and then you try to be overly friendly and like, hey, he's my mate. I'm going to his tent. No, it's just seriously, I'm just trying to sleep. Fuck off. Yeah, you're not charming. You're annoying, and you're usually on the last train back somewhere. Going, why is everyone not singing? I'm singing. Just want to get home.
I got on the last train back from London once with Danny, and there's a lot of drunk people on the train. But worse than that, there's a man with a snake. Who came over to us and was like, "Oh, do you like to stroke my snake?"
I mean, there's an offer.
I definitely don't. But Danny, having had a few drinks, is like, "Yeah, sure, bring it over. Let's have a stroke of that snake." Bloody terrifying.
It was about that time when he unzipped his trousers. I thought something was a little suspicious here.
Speaking of which, Brad, what's your news story?
Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background. I'm not pissing on the floor, but it is bucketing down with rain outside my window.
Oh, finally.
You've got rain.
Yeah.
Lucky bugger.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't feel any cooler, though. All right, so here's an interesting fact going back to my David Attenborough days. If a heat wave hits 42 degrees Celsius, bees may ejaculate themselves to death.
Jim, could you go any lower?
It would have made that bloody Netflix program a lot more exciting. Wouldn't it? Don't want to give you a spoiler about what I thought, but if you want to listen to our exclusive review of Man vs. Bee, you do need to be a Patreon member. So patreon.com/loose dads, please. Anyway, explain more, Brad. This is fascinating science.
So basically, when male worker bees are subjected to very high temperatures, their bodies begin to convulse, which forces them to ejaculate their abdomen-sized penis equivalent out of their body and die from shock.
I have never seen a bee's penis.
Well, you sound like you're protesting too
much. Send you the link here.
Show the picture on screen. Come on.
So it does say to a casual onlooker, it may look like the bee has spontaneously exploded, but new research has shown that there to be a bizarre sexual component to this final act. I mean, how much does that suck? Right? Literally. You hit 42 degrees, and then basically what happens is it can take up to 6 hours for you to just pop off.
And then when you do, it's game over.
What? Yeah. It's the same as like when a bee stings you, right? Because the sting is left in your skin, and then it rips out like half of the bloody abdomen anyway. So that's why the bee dies after only stinging once. Kind of the same sort of thing, dude. Except this one just prematurely ejaculates because of the heat.
No one needs that. But I
tell you where to die. There we go.
There's a bee's penis.
I mean,
you know, we're worried about climate change at the moment. Like if you put that on the news, Sky breaking news: men will ejaculate themselves to death if the heat continues to get hot. Like people would stop driving their cars so much. I feel like
I tell you what, the leaders of the world would take this a lot more seriously if men just started popping off. All of a sudden, your gonads exploded and your penis shot off like a rocket.
I mean,
guys, I
we
feel
were
like
almost
with
at
your
42 degrees today, so we almost found out, didn't we? Whether it would or not.
That would get more attention than gluing yourself to an aeroplane. I'm just saying, like, I support your cause, but like, just warn people they're going to ejaculate themselves to death, and they might change. You know, they'll get a compost bin or whatever. You know,
I mean, Greta's not tried that tack yet, but maybe she will do soon. Who knows?
an idea. Apparently, we're desperate according to the news at the moment.
On the way on Loose Dads, we are going to be answering some questions from Dadsnet members. The big question of the week coming up next on Loose Dads from Dadsnet. This is Loose Dads from Dadsnet. It's four blokes having a chat, really. It's me, Brad, Jack, and Sparky, and you can follow us on Instagram at Loose Dads Pod. So if you fancy finding out more of the stuff that we go on about in internet form, then go for it. At Loose Dads Pod on Instagram. We would love to connect and network and share and like and all those things they do on the internet anyway.
Well, you know what else we're on now at Loose Dads Pod?
What?
Only bloody TikTok.
Oh, we're on TikTok.
Oh,
We're on TikTok.
Nice.
Loose Dads Pod.
Excellent.
it's not just Brad dancing. We promise, right?
Not
yet, I'm working on
it, dude. Yeah, Jack wants to work on my hideous drunk story. That's why.
So there you go. If you're on TikTok because you're a 12-year-old girl, then you can join us there, and that's where we'll be. Let's have a look at some big questions of the week.
The big question of the week.
The big question of the week.
What we do at this point of the show is plunder some of the Dadsnet online forums because they're full of people asking questions, seeking help, and loads of great answers, to be fair, as well. So if you ever need any help, if you've ever got any queries, dad-related or not dad-related, then make sure you join the Dadsnet community group and any of the other groups, the kind of the local groups or the activity-based groups or whatever it is. They're all free and they're full of really helpful people. And you can have a laugh there, you can have a cry there, whatever you want to do. This question, this is quite standard. We may have touched on this before, but I think it's probably worth going over again because it might have changed since we did it. At what age did you start giving your kids pocket money and how much do they get? Now, I'm guessing, Brad, you're probably pocket money in that area now, are you?
Not yet, but I think we're getting there. With Logan starting secondary school soon, I think he's going to be wanting to go out more with his mates, having more of a social life. So yeah, it's not really there. What we do sometimes do is, like, if they do pretty big chores, they can earn money from doing that, and then they can that goes into an online bank for them, and I deduct
Crypto.
that. Yeah. And what happens though is it's a nice little way to kind of teach them how to be responsible for their own money, because sometimes they'll go to like a shop or go to Tesco and they'll see like a really silly toy and they're like, oh, we want to buy that. And I'm like, guys, listen, you've got like 20 quid. Are you sure you want to spend that on just one thing that you're not going to play with after the first session? And yeah, that's happened like once or twice, but then they're starting to learn to actually be a little bit more responsible with their decisions now, because then after that purchase, then they get buyer's remorse, and then they're like, oh, actually, I wish I didn't spend my money on this. This is a shit thing. And then yeah. So no, we're not at pocket money yet, but I think we're getting there, Jim.
Okay, so it's just like an ad hoc thing. It's the same in our house. It's like kind of for special jobs is like 20p or whatever. We're still getting away with northern kids in the mill rates around here. Because I was already very little, but they love it. They absolutely love it. They really enjoy it. They get so proud when they get their like little pay packet that they get from doing tiny jobs. But it's like, tidy your room for 20p or something like that. It's it's not exactly big money at the moment. They're not moving up a tax bracket just yet.
I was going to ask if you've introduced tax to them yet.
What you could do though, Jim, is show them like the pound to Zimbabwean dollar rate.
Ah.
And then you'd be like, guys, 20p might not sound like a lot, but hey, if you check this in Zim, you're a millionaire.
See, Brad's bringing in his Southern Africa beefs here now. He's like,
Got the knowledge.
yeah.
Got the knowledge.
This person gets away with 10p. Wow. Why have we gone high? Why have we gone there?
Oh, it's going to be a sad weekend for Jim's kids after they've signed it. Sorry, guys.
We're cutting your pay. It's a real terms cut.
And then they're going to go on strike. Honestly,
We're all in this together.
They're going to use guys. It's over.
Jack, so how about you? Your kids are that little bit younger, aren't they? So
Yeah.
are they going to get into that at some point soon?
3 and 4, so we haven't started pocket money yet, but what we have started is pom-pom jars. So this is like a reward system. And if they make their bed, they get a pom-pom. If they tidy the playroom, they get a pom-pom. If they do it without being asked, they get 2 pom-poms.
Oh, that's a
and
clever
once
one.
they fill up their jar, they get a treat. Now, in our heads, this was a toy, but they've turned it into an ice cream, which is way less expensive. So, so now, but they seem to want it more. So they're working really hard for something that costs me, £1.50, £2 every 3 or 4 weeks.
But the
Sounds
good
like
thing
child
is,
labor.
I mean, it
Get away with it.
definitely is. Like Brad was saying, though, with the toys that they want anyway, they only play with them for a small amount of time. So
Yeah,
you probably get the same shelf life out of an ice cream
Yeah.
with whatever else they bought. So that works well. No waste. There you go.
There we go.
Greta would be happy. So obviously, I imagine too early for Jackson. Is it, Sparky? Have you even thought about it?
No, I haven't thought about it, but what I have thought about is any money that he gets given, which is cash, is my pocket money, and that goes in my pocket. That's how it works, right?
Having said that, I do
Like
think-
if someone gives you like a birthday card with money, do you just like literally just pocket it and then go to
Daddy will look after that for you, son, and then he forgets because he's 2. So
forgets.
anyway, guys,
Brilliant.
hey, guys, I've got to fund his social life, and he likes going places. Yeah, come on.
No, you're kidding me.
What do you mean?
Is this a laugh? You don't tuck it away, put it in an account for him.
He steals his son's money. This is what he's admitting to us.
Well, no, it sort
If
of balances
anyone-
itself
any-
out, guys.
Any member of your family, extended family, is
No
listening
one
to
gives
this,
him
they're gonna
money.
Be like,
He's
I'm not going
2.
to give him any money now.
He's 2. No one's got that lazy yet. It's still the novelty of having a 2-year-old. So he barely gets money. But if he gets the odd $5 here or there, yeah, I'll keep that for the ice cream fund. You know what I mean? You know how it
So
works,
when you
guys.
bump into that kind old lady in the high
Yeah.
street and she like gives him a quid,
Yeah.
because old people like to do that.
She's paid for my
Yeah, I was
parking
gonna
the
say.
next time I stop.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, Jack is well versed with the old people giving him money. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he knows all about that.
I run a racket.
Jack
Yeah.
scams old ladies in supermarkets into giving him vouchers and things. And
Yeah.
there's not even any more depth to that story. That's true.
I mean, I'm going to try it next time I
First
get to the
scam.
till, and they're like, and I go, oh man, I'm just a little bit shy. Oh, was there a kind soul that can help me? Let's look
There always
around.
is. There always is. There always is.
Yeah, guys,
The
I
trick
reckon
is
there are a
pay
lot of
cash.
dads that will admit, by the way,
To nicking that money.
it's not nicking
No,
it. It's not
it
nicking
is.
it.
Nicking.
It's not. It's not. He's barely had any cash. He's 2, but everyone wants to. He's got about if he had cash instead of cars, we'd be millionaires. We wouldn't even be. He's got so many cars. He's been bought so many cars. Like so. Yeah.
So my two have little piggy banks in their rooms, and if they, I don't know, get a quid or whatever, they'll put it in there. Like money means nothing to them, but they like the process of it.
Yeah.
But to the point where Jake says to me, well, Daddy, I don't want you to work. Why do you have to work? I said, well, I have to work to earn money so that I can pay for things, like the electricity, like the house, like things for you. So now if I come out of work, I work from home. If I come out of my office, he'll go, Daddy, have you been working? Yeah. Did you earn me some money? No, mate. No, sorry. You got the wrong end of the stick here. That's not how it works. I mean, it kind of is, but also no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not exactly. There's a few channels it has to go through before it comes to you. Definitely.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Another dad's done it. Another dad's done it. There you
Someone
go.
says, "I've got to admit, I've done it a couple of times."
It's only
Who's this?
with the quids. If it was a £50 or £20, I'd definitely put it in a box for him. But guys, I'm surprised you're all shocked at that and not thought.
Sorry, we've made an assumption that he's not talking about scamming old ladies.
He too runs a racket.
No, it is quite shocking, Sparky, because people have given that money for Jackson, so you'd think that it would probably, rather than getting you some Benson and Hedges.
Also, this is the controversial point of the podcast now, so this will be the bit that I clip up and put out as a teaser for the episode.
Do it. I'm talking about fivers here, guys. Like a fiver, like it's
only a fiver, right?
Only a fiver.
Someone's doing all right in a cost of living crisis, aren't they?
Exactly. You see, he has to have a light on all night because he has to have a light on all night because he's scared of the dark. Who's paying for that? Me, and now him. So thank you, Auntie. So for the £5, guys.
You already revealed in a previous episode you pay through the teeth for a gym membership. Could just cancel that.
Oh no!
Could keep his own money.
No, Jack. I think you weren't around for the follow-up episode where we found out that he cancelled that and now has a gym membership gratis.
Yeah, no, I did hear that.
There you go,
okay, guys. It feels like there's a lot of hate here, guys. Coming my way with just being a dad.
Should we have another question
money
that may have some kind of controversial element to it? Okay, this is
don't say another question though, Jim, because Sparky might just steal the answer.
I do. It says, "Help! I'm having an argument with the missus." We'll come back to this because I don't know why he's having this argument with his missus. So, trousers and pants. How far down do you drop them when you're sat on the toilet? Ankles, calves, below the knees, above knees, thighs. Where is it?
Ooh, on the floor, by my feet.
Ankles
as far down as possible,
all the way down.
I'm actually calves. It's sort of like just around the knees. Actually, it's around the knees, and I'll tell you for why.
Okay.
Because I like to.
Okay, this is more toilet weirdness from Jack. I can't wait to hear.
Yeah. Wish I hadn't started this. Okay.
I grab my boxers and give them a whiff while I'm there.
No. I keep the toilet roll in my pants.
It's like a little pouch.
What? What? You take it off ready and put it there?
Yeah, so that it's not behind me or to the side. It's there in front of me.
Kangaroo poo. That's what I'm calling a kangaroo, which Jack's going for.
Why did I start this?
I mean,
I could have just agreed and said floor.
Wow. You know what? I was debating whether I should have asked that one. I was thinking it's a bit silly, but it'll be a nice one for the end, wouldn't it? And it's brought out a revelation that we could never have dreamt of.
I think what we need to do is we need to do a follow-up episode on all of Jack's bathroom habits.
I'm not sure we want to know some of them, though.
This
we
is
didn't
ideal.
need to know that.
This is TikTok material, surely. I've seen TikTok. Oh my goodness, it's full of nonsense like this. We could get a whole series out of Jack. So I don't really understand why this man was arguing with his wife about it, but
probably because she walked in and saw him with the toilet roll in his pants.
Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. Isn't there a hygiene issue with that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, aren't you like just leaving it there in your sweaty? Like,
well, I'm gonna use the outer layer.
Yeah, but like then you're still gonna touch it and then wrap.
You still touch the toilet roll anyway. You have a shit. And then
yeah,
you
but then
wipe your bum, and then you touch the toilet roll with the hand you just wiped your bum with.
Yeah, but when you don't do that, there's less risk of touching your own sweaty ball sack juices.
Use a bidet.
I mean, I'd love to.
If you're worried about it,
I'd love to. I told you about my trip where I had to use that fancy toilet with the vibrating and the air drying thing.
Yeah.
I want one of them.
This is how Brad got all wet with water earlier.
Yeah. If I don't have to wipe my own ass, dude, I will happily get one that will spray my butt.
Oh.
And I don't know if there's a better way to end this podcast. than that phrase. It seems the natural place. If you've enjoyed what you've heard, tell a friend about it because they'd like to hear about it as well. Join us on a Tuesday night from 8:30 for the live stream. If not, then it'll go out wherever you get your podcasts another time. So that's fine, usually on a Wednesday morning. And give us a review anywhere that you can. 5 stars and a nice little written review on Apple Podcasts particularly really, really helps us out. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you to Brad.
Thank you very much, gents.
Thank you to Jack.
Thank you very much, guys.
And thank you to the thief, Sparky.
Yeah, I was thinking Gary Delaney was the thief, but
well, he's been superseded by old Ronnie Biggs down there.
Mind your kids' pocket money. I'm coming for it.
This is Loose Dads. We're back next week. Thank you very much for listening.
Loose Dads, a Dadsnet original podcast.